The movie industry has had many famous directors throughout the decades. Today I'll be going over some directors' best and worst movies, in my opinion. So you don't have to agree, but they are kinda just scripture. So starting off with Steven Spielberg. His worst movie is Back to the Future 6. This movie is not very good. It did not live up to the movies before it, and honestly, it was the worst Spielberg movie there was, and that's why I have it as his worst movie. But here we go to his best movie. Spielberg's best movie was Mac and Me. This movie of how an alien comes down from outer space, makes friends with a kid, just some random kid, and they go together on some crazy adventures is just great. The storytelling is great, and everything about it just makes it my favorite Spielberg movie. There is no advertising of any brands in here at all, which is why I love it, and Spielberg would never take deals like that, ever. Since this movie is so popular and the best Spielberg movie, there's been many rip-offs of it because it's just such a good movie. One of this is E.T. Extra Testicle. It is one of the more popular spin-offs, but still Mac and Me is the most popular, and I see why. It's the best movie. Moving on with Stanley Kubrick. I know this one was coming. Alright, it's just here it is. His best movie is obviously The Godfellas. It's the best gangster movie of its time. It's a classic. It shows the mob in the best depiction of how it really was. Epic fight scenes and just deals. It is the best Kubrick movie and rated one of the best movies of all time, and I can see why. Some people say this movie is a little overrated, and I would say no to that. It is one of the most popular movies of all time, and it deserves it. It's The Godfellas, man. Like, come on. It's the greatest movie of all time. Now, I'm sorry to say it, his worst movie, Kubrick's worst movie, is The Shining. This movie's scary, and I did not know that coming into this. Coming into it, I just expected it to be another Jack Nicholson movie, like Shrek and Shrek 2. Tarantino. Tarantino's best movie, this is also a pretty easy one, is Fortnite the movie. Like, come on. This movie was so popular, they even based a video game off of it, which is also just as popular as the movie. Fortnite the movie is just great, and it all started with Tarantino and his unique writing style. Tarantino's worst movie, though, I'm sorry to say it, it's Pulp Fiction. It's kind of bad. Just not gonna lie. Scorsese. Well, let's just start off with his best movie. His best movie is Ted. It's so funny. Everything about it. I love how it stars Ryan Gosling. He really fits the role. He's funny. It's just a great movie, and I think it's one of the most underrated Scorsese movies, and it's my favorite personally, and it is the most dramatic. There was a few scenes where I was bawling my heart out over this movie, and Scorsese does a nice job with it. Scorsese's worst movie, on the other hand, is anything with RDJ in it, Robert De Niro. His movies just don't do well. He doesn't act well. It's just not doesn't fit me, and Scorsese just needs to stop using him. It's just not doesn't fit him. Movies like Ted with Ryan Gosling is what Scorsese does the best, and he needs to realize this. Now, Christopher Nolan, his best movie is probably his most popular too. Batman, the new Batman, starts again for another time. Batman. This is one of the most iconic Batmans, and you love Batman in this movie. Now, Nolan's worst movie, in my opinion, I'm sorry to say it for everyone, it's just it's Why So Serious. It's just not a good movie, and it's because it's too serious. I like the goofy, funny Christopher Nolan, like we see in Interstellar, but this is just too serious of a movie for me, and that is why it is at last place. Last but not least, we have David Fincher. His best movie is Seven. Alright. I was watching this movie the whole time, and I had no idea what was in the box, and it surprised me until the very, very end. Now, his worst movie is 11, though. It's not like 7, his best movie, 11 is the worst movie. I knew what was in the box the whole time. It was obvious, and it was just not as good as 7 was. Like, I knew Tom Hanks was in the box. It wasn't a surprise. Thanks for watching.